Today on Brutal Gear Reviews, we're going to be checking out the Randall RF8 MIDI controller. So one of the biggest issues that a lot of us players that use digital amp modelers like the Axe-Fx, Kemper, the Line 6 Helix are which MIDI controllers are we going to use? For the Axe-Fx, you can use the very expensive official controller for it, a Behringer FBC, Roland stuff, Rocktron stuff, and quite frankly, programming and all that stuff can get really confusing. Now, this pedal, I know it says review, but this is going to be more of a praise video and something a lot of you guys should check out. This is the Randall RF8 pedal, obviously if you read the description, and this pedal is, in my opinion, one of the easiest, most inexpensive ways to get your Axe-Fx, your Line 6 Helix, I believe you can use this with, running and operating quickly right out of the box for a good price. So you're probably asking, what makes the RF8 so great? That rhymed. It's the simplicity of it, the ease of use, the versatility, and overall just the overall design and the way you can implement this thing in live use. I've been using this device for about 3 months now, and I can easily say this has been a successful purchase. The RF8 comes in multiple kinds. I think you can get from an RF4, a 6, and an 8. So this is the 8-button model, but you can get a 4-button and a 6-button. I'm not sure if a 2-button exists. You guys have to look that up for me. But this pedal cost me about 200 bucks, brand new, and it's built very sturdy. What I like about this pedal the most is the manual control option. I'll show you a little video of that close up. But the manual control option of this pedal is amazing because you don't have to program it with a computer or use any sort of chips or devices to program it or a very elaborate button pushing scheme to get this thing going. All it requires is a certain button selection, switch selection, and then you just find your correct inputs. So what I mean by this, the Randall RF8 has switches, and depending on the corresponding order of which you flick the switches on, it will determine how your RF8 or whatever model you're using is set up. So for example, I'm using this with the first switch down and the rest of the 3 switches up, which then basically puts me in my first 7 buttons are grouped to program change. And then my 8th button is a CC change, which is a continuous control change. Now what this means, a program change is more if you want it to be a channel switch more than set it up like a traditional stomp box setup. So I'm using 7 different presets that I can change between from my Axe-Fx. A continuous change is more like using this pedal in a traditional stomp box method. So if you wanted to, you can have your one setting, your one distorted setting or clean setting, and set this up where you have a drive, you can have a delay, a reverb, chorus, flanger, and you can set it up like a traditional pedal board. Or you can have it in multiple arrangements where you have the first 4 buttons as your presets and your other 4 buttons as your continuous control stuff. Like I said, delay, reverb, all that good stuff. And which, like I said, makes this pedal extremely versatile. And like I said, it's very easy to program because it's basic and it tells you right on the box how to program this to anything really. The RF8 is sturdy. It's built to last, definitely on the road, and is very road worthy and ready. It features in this very hard metal casing, so if you guys are worried about it breaking on you, like I said, I've been using this pretty extensively with my band, playing live and everything for about 3 months hard, and yeah, no problems, man. It runs like a dream. It works like how it's supposed to, and like I said, it's a great foot controller. Now you're probably asking, why would I get this over getting a Behringer FBC, Roland stuff, Rocktron? Well, one of the biggest reasons I like this is mainly easily the simplicity, but also the price and the ease of access. So I know a lot of people have a lot of problems with the Behringer FBVs not be able to program correctly with the Axe-Fx, and people just want to do preset changes like myself, and this pedal does this extremely well. And like I said, just depending on your switch outlay, you can set this up where you have 5 presets and three stomp boxes, or 1 preset and everything stomp boxes. Like I said, the versatility is very endless on this pedal. And if you guys want something that you want to just change, you just want to change from a distorted to a clean, and then you have a lead tone, and then maybe you want to add some delays and reverbs, this pedal is great. Sadly, the RF8 series does not have an expression pedal controller yet. I'm not sure if they're going to be making one, but I will say that is one downside of this controller, is that there is no expression stuff. So if you want wah, a volume, something pedal, or even like a pitch bender, like a Digitech whammy thing, sadly you cannot get this going with this unit. But if you're like me and just want something basic where you can switch your presets live, this thing works like a charm. Hey guys, this is the quick video to show you guys how I'm running my RF8 into my Axe-Fx. So as you can see right here, this is the RF8. It has a really nice bright LED too, so if you're worried about seeing it on a dark stage, this LED that you get for when you change is really good and bright, so don't worry about that. That's also a really great feature. So like I said, I'm just running it from my Axe-Fx to my RF8. So basically, like I said, the way I have mine set up is to where I have 7 program changes and 1 continuous controller. As you can see, my continuous controller right here is my tuner, and everything else is a preset. So with the camera in my hand, I can't really play anything, but I'm just going to show you. So this is obviously my distorted channel. And then if I just go right here, click onto here, I go to a very nice clean channel. Very nice clean channel. So yeah, and then if you just hit this, you just hit this, hopefully I can get this in camera. Right there we go. You hit that and you go right into your tuner by just going right into hitting the 8 button on the RF8. And that just, like I said, you can just set this up with a delay too. So if you're in your clean, let's say you're in your clean, and you're playing your clean, and then you hit 7 being your delay, it will give you, delay. So you can set this up in a myriad of options. So like I said, it's very versatile in that matter. Overall, the RF series is a great bang for your buck if you're looking for a cheap, affordable MIDI controller with super easy access and it's easy to use right out of the box. The requirements: you're going to need a 5 to 7 pin MIDI cable. If you want to run phantom power through the Axe-Fx, that's what you're going to need. It comes with that little dongle. However, with all this praise I've been saying with this pedal, there is one gripe I have with this. So let's say you're running 4 presets and 4 stomp boxes. Let's say you're running a delay through your clean. You're running a delay with your clean preset, but you want to switch to a distorted preset with the same delay. Well, whenever you switch to another preset, it turns the delay off on the controller, and then you have to hit the delay again to turn the delay on for the distorted sound. It's not just delay. Anything that you set as a continuous control will have this issue. Now, if you're playing live and you're just using it for layering and maybe you just want to add some extra fun, it's really not that big of a deal. So I run it in a way where I have it with a delay and stuff too, and quite frankly, it's not that big of a hindrance. Like I said, if you set up presets to where they're already included, it doesn't really make that big of a deal. But I'm just letting people know in case they buy this and wondering what's going on with that. So yeah, that is one little downside of this incredible unit. But overall, I don't think it affects really the bang for the buck that you're getting with this guy. Overall, I'm gonna have to give this unit a 9 out of 10. If the RF series comes out with an expression pedal for a wah and volume, alongside fixing the whole preset to continuous can change thing that's going on when you switch to another preset, it cancels out the continuous control. Other than those 2 little things, I think this is a great unit, man, and I think if you guys own Axe or Helixes of some sort, and you guys want a cheap, affordable MIDI controller to switch between your presets and maybe add a couple stops, this is the unit for you. So I hope you guys like this review. Like I said, I'm still new to this thing, but we're trying and we're going good. So I hope you guys look into one of these if you plan on getting a new MIDI controller or you're going into the whole digital modeler world. So check one of these out. So drink your chocolate milk, get your chugs in, and I'll see you guys in the next one.